Once again, good afternoon everyone to discuss with us about the employee compensation issues. Specifically, for example, since we have an issues about we discussed it already actually, no? The issue of peer evaluation and so on and so forth. I think this time, we have a lot of things naman to consider for employee compensation issues. So to discuss with us, yes, Madam ERLINDA and Sir Madam MELYNDA. Ay, take it away po.
Thank you po, Doc Alvin, sa introduction. And hello, classmates. Once again, good afternoon, good day. Kanina, narinig nyo na po ako. Ngayon, ito na naman po ako ulit. We're going to discuss the employees' compensation issues. Then, yan. So, yan po. So, before that, kailangan muna natin, we have to know the definition of compensation. So, the word compensation comes from the Latin verb compensare, which means to weigh against. In this sense, compensation is counterbalances. Okay, it is also simply pay. It is also defined as simply pay for services during the course of employment. Employees' compensation naman refers to the benefits such as cash, vacation, and others that an employee receives in exchange for the service they provide to their employee. Compensation is an important issue affecting how and why employees choose to work at one organization over others. Compensation is an essential tool to motivate people to superior performance. Kasi without getting paid satisfactorily, employees tend to, yung aalis, yung wala yung loyalty ng employee sa employer. And ang kanilang commitment, hindi ganoon kalalim kung hindi maganda yung compensation package or compensation system ng isang organization. Then, yung compensation din is nakaka-affect din sa standard of living, status in the society, motivation, loyalty, and productivity. Itong mga nabanggit na to is depend on the remuneration or the compensation they have received. Okay, next. So, compensation is a tool used by management for a variety of purposes for further the existence of the company. Compensation may be adjusted according the business needs, goals, and available resources. Compensation may be used to recruit and retain qualified employees. And yung letter A. Letter B is increase or maintain morale or satisfaction. Then letter C is reward and encourage peak performance. And letter D, achieve internal and external equity. The letter E is reduce turnover and encourage company loyalty. And last is the letter F, modify through negotiations the practices of unions. So we have two types of compensation. The direct compensation, yan nakita nyo po, monetary payment for services rendered by an employee. This payment is made in the form of money. Yan po. And indirect compensation, this is the non-monetary or intangible compensation in the form of benefits or perks given to an employee in conjunction with direct compensation. Okay. And so these are the direct compensation, salary, wages, incentives. Under incentives are commission, fees rate, bonuses, stock options, profit sharing, gain sharing. While in direct compensations are the following: pay for time not work, examples, example are vacations, break, holidays, and sick days. Insurance plans, these are the medical, dental or life insurance. Security plans, these are the pension, social security, disability, and the employee services, educational assistance, recreational programs, and food services. Generally, salary is used for compensation to white-collar employees like CEOs, managers, and others office staff. While wages is used to denote the payment made to blue-collar workers. Another difference is that salaries are paid on a monthly basis, whereas wages may be paid on hourly or daily basis. Wages and salaries are the earnings for the livelihood of an individual, which relieve him from financial worries and enable him to maintain his lifestyle. Commission and bonuses are the other major type of direct compensation. Commission-based pay is most common in sales and is paid out as a percentage of goals met or yung quota. Typically, the amount of commission paid increases as the goal increases. There are also many ways to structure commission as part of overall compensation. Example po dito is salary plus commission. No? Yung employee makes both a salary and commission as part of overall compensation package. Yung straight commission naman, employee makes only commission. And residual commission, employee continues to earn commission on ongoing accounts. Yung graduated commission, in which commission increases at a higher sales volume. Meron pa dito yung variable commission naman, is a mix of commission types. Okay. So yung bonuses naman po are a little different, no? Although also a form of pay. Bonuses are applicable to more than sales people. Pero sa atin may bonus din naman po tayo, pero yun naka-base din naman. Legally, we have a legal basis on that, yung na-tackle natin kanina po. Okay. Yan. So yung sa piece rate po kasi, ito yung tinatawag nating pakyawan. No? Yung piece rate pay occurs when workers are paid by the unit performed. Yan. Yung profit sharing naman po, yan, incentive program that awards employee a percentage of the company's profit. Profit sharing is only applied when the company sees a profit. So hindi lahat ng company or organization ay nagbibigay ng profit sharing. Same with the gain sharing and stock options. Kasi yung gain sharing is a system of management used by a business to increase profitability by motivating employees to improve their performance through involvement and participation. While stock option are contracts that allow individuals to buy a specified number of shares in a company they work for at a fixed price. Okay. So let's go to equity and wait lang po. Ibabalik ko doon. So yung sa indirect kasi more on sa naka-under siya ng benefits ni ma'am. Baka ma-offer ko po, discuss ko po. Okay? Yan. So we have the yung equity na tinatawag. Ano ba yung equity? Equity is a sense of fundamental fairness. And compensation equity is employee perception of overall fairness of the compensation received in exchange for the work provided. It consists of both external and internal equity. In the context of compensation equity, is the perception by employees that they are being paid fairly. The perception of being overpaid or underpaid can create a sense of inequality in the workplace. Yan yung tatawag naman natin a sense of unfairness. Yan. So, let's go to external and internal equity. So, external equity exists when employees in an organization perceive that they are being rewarded fairly in relation to those who perform similar jobs in other organizations. So, sa labas ng organization. It exists when an organization pay rates are at least equal to the average rates in the organization's market or sector. By creating external equity in relation to the market, companies have a higher retention rate, which can lead to employee loyalty. Yan po. So, ang isa pong siguro po niyan, nagkakaroon ng comparison with between the outside ng organization. Kasi siyempre, tatanungin, okay ba yung bayad doon sa isang company with the same skills, with the same qualifications. Kung feeling nila na hindi okay doon sa kanilang existing organization wherein mababa yung rate nila or yung compensation package ay hindi ganun kaganda, nagkakaroon na ng turnover doon sa employee. Sabihin, lumalabas na sila, iniiwanan na nila yung kanilang existing organization. Yan. So these are the structure of the external equity. Employers want to ensure that they are able to pay what is necessary to find, keep, and motivate an adequate number of qualified employees. Creating a compensation structure that starts with competitive base pay is critical. So, yan po, ito po sa external equity, ito po yung kino-consider po, yung market rate, competitors' offer, industry standards, and organizational fairness. So, employees also compare their roles and pay to roles and pay in other organizations. Yan. Nawala na naman ako. Employees consider much more than base pay in determining external equity. For some, more emphasis may be placed on employees' benefits, job security, physical work environment, or the opportunity for advancement in deciding if external equity exists. So it is important to ensure that the key responsibilities and goals of the roles being compared are similar, as is the sector, the organization is aligned with, ito na po, yung market rate, competitors offer, industry standards, organizational fairness. Wait lang po. So, sa internal equity naman exists when employees in an organization perceive that they are being rewarded fairly according to the relative value of their jobs within an organization. It exists when an employer pays wages commensurate with the relative internal value of each job. It is something, a perception of their responsibilities, rewards, and works rewards and works condition is seen as fair or equitable when compared with those of other employees in similar position. It also helps to increase employee morale and motivation employees towards the achievement of goal. So ito, inside the organization naman, merong nag-exist din siyempre yung equity, internal equity, no? Yung pagkakapareho nila. Kung feeling nung isang empleyado na sila ay nababayaran or napapaswelduhan ng same with the other co-workers niya na may parehong job description or trabaho. Yeah. So these are the pay structure naman po ng internal equity. Yan. So, the factor, comparison, point systems, job classification, job ranking. So we have to achieve the internal equity, we have to consider an organization have to consider the task of the employees. If example po nito is if two employees perform similar tasks, they should earn similar wages. Number two, yung don't base employee wages solely on job titles. If the two workers that have different titles but perform similar tasks should have similar wages. So number three naman po, consider educational backgrounds and relevant experience. So similar tasks are the main consideration when you set employee wages, but an employee's education and work experience should be accounted for. Number four, document all the factors that led to a decision. Okay. So, para ma-maintain yung transparency and fairness in an organization. Kasi siyempre, if an employee ever questions their wages, the organization is ready to answer it. Yeah. So, ito pinapili ko if you pick the right people and give them opportunity to spread their wings and put compensation as a career behind it, you almost don't have to manage them. Yan ay basically Jack Welch. Thank you, and I will pass the spotlight to Ma'am Melinda ACAR.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Ma'am Erlinda, next slide. Good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon, classmates. I'm assigned to report today about employee benefits and incentives. Next slide, please. Ma'am Earl, a key component of any organization's compensation system, whether in public or private sector, is the benefits provided to employees. What are employee benefits? An employee benefits are payment made or an entitlement available in accordance with a wage agreement, an insurance policy, or a public assistance program. It can be in any form of compensation provided by the organization other than wages or salaries that are paid for in whole or in part by the employer, and it can be defined as indirect financial and non-financial returns for continuous employment with an organization. That is according to Dessler. Next slide, please. Ma'am Earl. What are the purposes of employee benefits? Here we have, on the employee's perspective, Employee benefits provide an appropriate standard of living for the employee and his or her family based on the employee's relative position with and responsibilities to the employer. Second, to recognize the employee's performance, perhaps through some kind of incentive compensation. Third, to provide protection against medical expenses for the employee and his/her dependents. Fourth, to provide protection also against loss of income in the event of the employee's premature death, disability, or unemployment. And fifth, to provide retirement income and also to continue certain other benefits such as medical expenses and perhaps death benefits during retirement. Next slide, please. On the employer's perspective, employee benefits are used to motivate and retain personnel. It is used to attract necessary professional and executive talent for the firm, to provide incentives for above average performance, to contain employee benefit costs as much as feasible with the other compensation objectives, and also to recognize that money spent by the employer and the system should be cost effective. Next slide. Benefits are either mandatory or voluntary. Mandatory benefits are benefits that the government mandates or requires that employees receive from employers as a matter of law. It refers to the programs all employees are legally required to provide their employees. While voluntary benefits are not required by law but are provided as an inducement to work for the employer. Siyempre, mga employees, mas gusto nila na mas maraming benefits na natatanggap pag naghanap po sila ng trabaho. What are the different kinds of mandatory benefits provided to employees? Next slide, Ma'am Borda. An example of the mandatory benefits provided to employees includes Social Security and medical benefits, Medicare benefits. Here, every employer, regardless of size, is subject to the required employee benefit of matching their employees' Social Security and Medicare contribution. Ito po sa private, meron po silang mga Social Security and Medicare benefits, at saka sa public naman, meron po tayong GSIS. Another sample of mandatory benefits is unemployment insurance, workers' compensation, disability insurance, family medical leave benefits, and health insurance. Other benefits also includes as provided and the labor code, such as minimum wage. Sa NCR, ang minimum wage ay nasa 537 per day as of November 22, 2018. Another is the 13-month pay, that is after 1 month of, ito po yung equivalent ng 1 month of service natin, or 1/12 of the total basic salary earned by an employee within a calendar year. We have the overtime pay, 25% premium and hourly rate, at 50% naman pag holidays or weekends. We have also night shift differential if work between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 10% premium po ito ng hourly rate. We have also the special non-working day, 30% premium if work, regular holiday pay, 100% premium if work, paid if unwork. At saka yung service incentive leave natin, we have 5 days paid leave for every year of service. Next slide, please. Na-discuss na rin po kanina sa is sa previous reporters tungkol sa mga maternity leave, paternity leave, paternal leave for solo parents, leave for victims of Republic Act 9262 or the Anti-Violence Against Women Law, especially for women, Social Security contribution, pag-ibig, as well as PhilHealth contribution. Kaya hindi ko na to i-discuss masyado. Next slide, please. We have incentive. Voluntary. Yan, incentives. What are incentives naman? Incentives are reward for performance. Can be things such as company parties for meeting production or sales goals. They are considered monetary because in some cases, monetary compensation is given. Incentive compensation is pay given to employees who meet certain performance standards or productivity goals. We have two types of incentives. We have the financial and the non-financial incentives. Anyway, employee incentives come in many forms, from a single thank you to monetary rewards such as bonuses. Here, financial incentives refer to those incentives which are in direct monetary form, such as like money, or can be measured in monetary terms. Non-financial incentives, on the other hand, focus mainly on the fulfillment of psychological, social, and emotional needs, and thus cannot be measured in terms of money. What are the types of financial incentives? Na-discuss na rin po dito kanina, meron tayong peace work plan, at leisure day work, at saka 100% bonus system or standard hour plan. Ang peace work plan, ito po ay pwedeng hourly rate for an expected minimum output, or for production over the standard. Incentives are per piece produced. Next one is measured day work. Standards are determined using time study or allied techniques. Individuals who have high merit rating score are paid higher hourly rate. And the third, 100% bonus system or standard hour plan. A worker is paid a basic hourly rate and is paid an extra percentage of his or her base for production exceeding the standard per hour or per day. What are the most common financial incentives? Of course, lahat na ito, alam na natin ang pay and allowances, bonuses, productivity-linked wage incentives, profit sharing, kagaya ng nabanggit ni Ma'am Borda kanina, retirement benefits, stock options or co-partners, commission, perquisites. Ang retirement benefits po, ay talagang importante, lalong-lalo na sa pag tayo'y natapos na sa nawala ng trabaho. Ito naman, the most common type ng non-financial incentives, we have status. Ma'am Borda, next slide. We have status, organizational climate. Siyempre, kina-consider natin ang organization climate natin. Kung maganda yung organization natin, siyempre makapag-stay tayo. Hindi na monetize ang organization friendship, o kumbaga yung friendship ng mga katrabaho natin. Parang kinakonsider natin mga non-financial incentives din po ito. Career advancement opportunity. Siguro masasabi ko dito, career advancement opportunity sa private, makikita natin mas madali yung kumbaga promotion siguro kasi hindi sila nakalak sa isang item. Kumbaga hindi nila hintayin makabakante ng isang item para ma-promote. Samantala sa public, kailangang may mabakanteng item at dapat qualified ka doon para ma-promote. Job enrichment, job security, sa mga nasa government, mas sa tingin ko po, mas yung security ng job ay mas nito, yung strength ng security ng job ay mas maganda kesa sa private. Sa private kasi, naranasan ko na rin nung nandun po ako sa private sector na kumbaga kung ayaw ka ng boss mo, meron yung mga dahilan, may mga first offense, second offense na in writing na doon lang sa loob sa private organization na yon na hindi na sumasaklaw sa kagaya sa government, hindi ka basta-basta matatanggal hanggang walang mga valid reasons. Employee recognition programs. Ito po, meron po tayong mga awards, praise award ngayon. Kasama po, yan po ang sa public government, sa public sector po. Mayroon silang mga in-introduce ngayon na praise award para sa mga deserving na staff or mga empleyado. Employee participation, siyempre both naman po sa private and public sector, ang mga empleyado naman, maganda pag kikita yung participation ng bawat isa. Ganun din po yung employee empowerment. Diyan po nagtatapos ang aking report. Gusto ko lang pong ibasahin itong nabasa kong quote from Sir Brian, President CEO ng Coca-Cola Enterprises. Sabi po niya, imagine life as a game in which you are juggling some 5 balls in the air. You name them work, family, health, friends, and spirit, and you're keeping all of these in the air. You will soon understand that work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. But the other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and spirit, are made of glass. If you drop one of these, they will be irrevocable, scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. They will never be the same. You must understand that and strive for balance in your life. That's all po. Thank you for this.